police have just formed a line behind me and they're trying to move the crowd in closer towards Trafalgar Square. I'm in Trafalgar Square, where an emergency protest is being held against Keir Starmer's plans to ban the protest group Palestine Action after 2 members did this. They broke into a Royal Air Force base and sprayed paint on the engines of aircraft used for refuelling. Keir Starmer initially said this was an act of vandalism, but very quickly, after pressure from the right-wing media and pro-Israel lobby groups, moved to reclass it as terrorism. This protest was supposed to take place behind me, all the way down the road in Parliament Square. But the Met Police Commissioner said that this protest was appalling, and he's imposed a restriction zone, banning any protest, I believe, beyond the road in front of me. We're also expecting a statement in the House of Commons this afternoon from the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, which will set forward the legal process for banning the group. At that point, it's still unclear to us exactly what can be said as journalists in reference to the group.
If Palestine Action is prescribed as a terrorist organisation, the laws state that you can be imprisoned for up to 14 years for quote-unquote supporting a group like that. Is reporting that they've successfully shut down an arms factory supporting them.
Shame on you! 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 The guy wasn't even resisting at all. Still isn't. It's just lying there. Brooklyn tourists, one guy. One guy.
The police started moving people up the street, and then suddenly they dived on a couple of people in the crowd. It wasn't clear to us what sparked that off. The ban, as far as we're aware, still hasn't come into force yet, but the police seem to be being even more aggressive against the activists. There are meant to be some speeches in a few minutes by mothers of some of the Palestine activists being held on remand, but it looks like it might be difficult for them to hold any kind of organised press conference the way that this protest is being policed at the moment.
They said they thought I had articles to commit criminal damage on me.
They searched you?
Yeah, I've been searched, I have nothing, so they just had no reason to grab me and assault me and cause all this damage to my hands and wrists.
Back he goes, back, go.
Get up and move back! Hold! You're crushing people! Get up! Keep moving! Get up! Move back!
Fine. The police have formed up over here now in a couple of rows. It looks like they could be getting ready for another move to either snatch people out of the crowd or to try and possibly move in and kettle the protest. We are outside the restriction area, it should be said. There's no ban on protests in this area. There's no terrorism ban yet on Palestine Action, even though it might only be a few hours away from coming into force. But the police clearly already feel very emboldened.
You're gonna kill someone! You fucking animals!
If Palestine Action is proscribed, tell your mum not to mention it by name and not to praise your actions. Well, I'm going to find that very hard.
My daughter was arrested 10 months ago. To put Palestine Action in the same category as ISIS or Boko Haram, what is this country coming to? These people are not harming human beings. They're spraying red paint, or they're using tools to decommission weapons being used in a genocide. How is that terrorism? It's hypocritical and it's disgusting. Our government are supporting a terrorist state. They are the ones committing terrorism.
Who wants this ban to go through? Obviously, the police would love extra powers, but are there other groups behind the scenes pushing for a change in the law?
Yeah, the pro-Israel lobby. We just seen over the weekend Labour Friends of Israel, for example, welcoming the prospective ban on Palestine Action. And we know that Israeli officials have lobbied the British government to do this, to ban Palestine Action.
I'm heartbroken about what our government is doing in partnering in Israel in this genocide. And I'm heartbroken that people who try and oppose that on our streets are completely ignored. And I feel like direct action is really, for a person of conscience, when you see all the protests being ignored, the lawful protests, you're not left with much option other than something like direct action. And now it's being criminalised. So my learning journey has taken me to a place where I used to think that the UK was quite a fair and democratic country. I thought the right to protest was fairly well upheld. And my trust in my government and its institutions has crumbled to dust.